Hello and good evening, everyone, from the greatest hockey country on earth. I'm Gary Gonzo, and welcome to P1's broadcasting coverage of Round 3 of Season 4 of the Votive Indy Oval Series. As tonight we come to you from Michigan International Speedway for the third running of the Votive Michigan 300, presented by Loverns Incorporated. As always, joining me in the booth, as he has all season long, is Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Luis, it's been a while. The Votive Series has kind of been on hold, waiting for a free weekend, and that weekend has come up. And now we have a full field shootout getting ready to take place here at Michigan.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So we are back once again after a lot of weeks. Again here to the Votive. They are qualifying actually now. Yeah, it is qualifying. Last race in Charlotte, Simpson won the race, and it was really excited with side by side with Clendy, and good for him. Actually, new winner in this series. So Michigan, to be honest, long race, too hot. Thinking about it, just surviving, because on 150 laps is it's not gonna be in one click. It's gonna be really slow for everyone. So you have to keep in mind on that. And I hope everyone, with all of these 43 cars we have here today, at least can survive and have a big race. Maybe, I always say this: the last 10 laps, is the most important on the Michigan. All the super speedway, all super speedway we have in INDYCAR. So I hope we have a good race here, with Clendy leading the championship.
There you see the points on your screen. Clendy has a 2-point lead over Chad Simpson. Anna Klimek third, Kirkenbauer fourth, Jacob Collins, Mitchum, Cole Davis, Fortson, and a little bit of a log jam, really, kind of from 8th on back. Davis, Fortson, Durazo, and Tyquilla. We'll clear that off the screen, but that is your points with already drop weeks in effect.
Do you like drop weeks?
Well, considering we're not professionals at this, and we do have families, and this isn't our real life, a drop week is nice. I think if we're simulating real racing, I don't think we want drop weeks, but it does add at least a little bit of leeway for somebody that's sick, not feeling well, has something to do with the family. It's a wife's birthday on race day. You might want to go take the wife out for dinner instead of coming home and racing in a sim race. I'm just trying to think on my best advice to give someone for a nice, happy marriage. I don't know. But I would say that drop weeks I think are necessary because of, we kind of do this for fun. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't mind the lucky dog in the matter for oval races. It adds an extra driver to the lead lap. I don't like the NASCAR gimmicks, but for this, again, it's one of those things that I'll make an exception for. Drop weeks, I think I'll make an exception for them as well. But there we see right now, provisionally. Go ahead.
What if we have a drop weeks in the real INDYCAR? How many different champions we have in the real life?
That would be interesting. We would have to go back and maybe calculate. I'm pretty sure Alex Palou would have won last year with drops done. He still probably would have won. Sure. Yeah, and I think even though the regulars I think most champions probably would have ended up winning, but it'll be interesting to see. Okay, we are done with qualifying and didn't get a chance to kind of give you a rundown of provisionally who was slated where, but we will get straight to the starting lineup right now. And on the pole, it's right where we left off at our last race of Charlotte. Chad Simpson on the pole with a speed of 220.3, and Clendy right next to him also with a 220.3. In fact, when we read these times or you see these speeds, and and you can, and Lewis, on your end, you could probably also tell us how close everybody is when it comes to seconds, but I'm willing to bet that most of this field, how much of this field is covered by a tenth of a second? Look that up for me, and I'm going to continue reading the rest of the starting lineup because we got a huge starting lineup here for tonight's race. We have 43 cars, so we don't even have real IndyCar races this size, so we'll need to get through the starting lineup. Fortune, our defending series champion, not defending series champion, defending race winner from this race from a season ago. He starts third. Klimek is in fourth. Alexis Newsom and Ty Quilla on row 3. Povolonis and Trey Shadid on row 4. Andy Kirkenbauer and Albrecht on row 5. And then we got Caleb Brashear. He's pretty happy about that Team USA win, I bet. Former hockey player himself. Shane Coker, Estrada and Murphy on row 7. Collins and Peterson on row 8. Seb Alexander and Wade on row 9. And Lilac and Forsyth, Craig Forsyth on row 10. That's a good start for him. Expect him, if he's in the running toward the end here, to be in the running for the lead. He always seems to hang around pretty well in these races. His teammate Stouffer right behind him. Fields in row 11. Davis and Wood. That's a lot of experience there in row 12. Cole and Craig, Hysong and Edwards. Toole and Staton in row 15. Then we got Reed and Durazo, Koster and Brendan Littenberg. Tedesco and Cody Cavaco in row 18. Kirkenbauer, the senior Kirkenbauer. And Campbell back in row 19. Watch those two storm from the back. Andrew Marquez, former winner in the series at Milwaukee. He is back there with Mason Mitchum, who won in the VOR series at Kansas a couple weeks ago. Paz and Gallas and Gary Levern with the sponsor car running out in the final 43rd spot back in row 22. Here are your weather conditions. 131 degrees on the track temp. So what do you think, Lewis? Just stay in contention, stay out of trouble, be very conservative until the final 10 laps? Is that the call? That probably is the call.
God, sorry, I talking about myself. I talking about Colin. Please, it's Spoon. Somebody hit him on the back. Oh, Seb Alexander.
Oh, who got hit? Who got hit?
Deco Collins. And also they have Pobolones, Shane, Peterson.
Oh, and much like the US 500 coming to the start. And Seb just kind of gets into the back. I'm not sure if Seb had a stuck throttle or something. But 3 cars involved.
We have a yellow because that Collins is out of the race. And somebody else is down over here. Caleb Brashear.
What happened to Seb? Whoa, he almost, he's clipping other cars as he's just running through them.
Oh, no. Let's sit on board because
wow,
you know
what a start. And actually, if this was back to the US 500, we would be going red flag under these conditions and allowing at least the teams with the backup cars to go to another car. But there are drivers that are driving around Peterson with a damaged car. No, I'm sure there's more than definitely damaged cars out there. Jacob Collins on pit road. So we are going to stay under caution at the start of this race. We have not taken the green flag yet. This is going to impact mileage.
Wait, I think I don't know, man, because at some point he hit he hit to Collins, and then
and he went through a number of cars. I'm not sure. Eric Peterson
Fortunately
showing with
went
the black
through.
flag. I think Sheridan Wade was also involved. Caleb Brashear with the red, white, and blue America cars, happy about that win in the Olympics for Team USA. He's already out.
It is. Oh no! What? Oh, I think we have the red flag. It's gonna be a red flag, my friend. We're gonna have a red flag.
And for the first time on my graphic, I get to use the red flag button. For the first time ever on my graphic, I get to use the red flag button as we are going to, I'm not sure, it sounds to me we are going to probably end this session and start a new session. I'm guessing that is what's going to happen.
Yeah, everyone's gonna go. Everyone have to jumping out of the car. They're gonna run into the pit and take the spare car, like it happened in that day in the US 500. So it's gonna be a red flag. We're gonna go to a new session and start from again. Something happened with Seb Alexander. I will figure out what happened with him.
But we have the teams coming to pit road, and just like the US 596, a incident involving multiple cars coming to the green flag, and we will go under red flag conditions and allow everyone to do a complete reset of this 43 car field. I would imagine that's going to allow everyone to requalify.
Oh, that's a good question. Oh. Let me. Good race. So Alexis Newton said, "Good race, everyone." So, I have asking to Steph Alexander what happened with him, but yeah, maybe you can put in your tablet or maybe in your book, red flag race. Click.
All right, first ever red flag race here in my broadcast history here at Michigan, coming to the start of the Votive 300, this Votive Michigan 300, sponsored by and presented by Leverns Incorporated. So we're going to let the B-roll run. We're going to save that replay. We need to save that replay.
You know, we did the first broadcasting in P1. Do you remember the hypercars in
Yes
Portimao or whatever? And now we have the first red flag together.
This is
Ooh.
red flag wise, I have never done a race where I had the red flag, and that goes back to working with Captain TV, working at the old channel, this channel, working with Velocity Online Racing, working with Green Flag TV. Any other race that I've done, never done a red flag. I've done over 500 of these easily, so this is the first. So everyone stand by. We will get to a new session.
Well, I have to answer your question where you told me about because I talk about myself, coming my wife say something, so I mute my microphone. So I think the strategy in this and 150 laps, even if you make the pole position, it's just pull away. But the problem is to pull away with these 43 cars or 42 cars we have at the field. It is kind of dangerous because one incident could be involved at 10 cars, and it could involve you in the incident. So I think in between, I always thinking about it to stay in between top 1 to top 10 to don't have involved in this big wreck on the 25 or 15 to the back. So, but it's a big call. If you put it back, for sure, in 150 lap, at least we're going to have a 1 or 2 yellows. But who knows, man?
We are going to get a reset of the session here. A little while we wait for that, and if you see it get posted, let me know, and I will make sure that we hop into it. We are on a bit of a run here in the series, going back to Anna Klimek's win at Iowa last season. We are now 6 for 6 in terms of 6 different winners over the last 6 races. Anna, Brian Campbell, Andrew Marquez, Mason Mitchum wrapped up the season 3 calendar. And then we started off this season with Clindy and Chad Simpson. So we are 6 for 6. If we go 7 for 7, we will match what we've done before here in Votive. We will also match what we've done over in Dark Horse and come close in a couple other series. But these seem to be, the Sunday series seem to be where the most parity lies. If you're looking for a good series to participate in and not the same winner every week, Votive only had 1 repeat winner all of last season, and that was Clindy. He won, or I was at Clindy and Campbell, excuse me. Campbell won at the Derby to start the season. Clindy won race 2, and then Clindy won at Texas in round 5, and Campbell won again at Las Vegas in round 7. But since then, since Iowa, we're on a string of 6 different races, 6 different winners. So will we see a new winner today? I'm going to say, because it's Michigan, and there's a lot of big names in this lineup, a lot of big names that haven't gotten a win yet. I think it's entirely possible that this win streak continues for another race before we head off to the Milwaukee Mile here in March. We have no races in April. We have March. What am I thinking? I was thinking May when I was thinking. We have a couple weeks off before we go to the Milwaukee Mile in March. But we will. I think it's a good shot today that we get a different winner again, and then we head to. We will see the streak probably extend to the Milwaukee Mile in March. We have 2 races in the month of March. Here you go. There is Michigan today, then the Milwaukee Mile, Chicagoland, Homestead, then Legacy Phoenix, the proper Phoenix, and Auto Club, and Indianapolis Motor Speedway wrapping up the season there.
In summertime, man. Wow.
Yeah, we wrapped this up in June, so it's very critical February, only race all February long right here at Michigan, and it's going to be a big one. Has the new session been posted yet? Yes, it has. Pending right now.
Yes. By the way, we have Clendy in the waiting room. Maybe you want to talk to him about the red flag stuff, maybe. Yes. Oh, he left.
He left.
Anyway.
Clindy needs to make sure that they're cooling down the engine and everything for him to get back out there. INDYCAR has raced at Michigan 56 times. There was no race in 1969, but they raced every year between 68 and 2007. 22 of those races were 500-mile races. 12 drivers have secured their first and sometimes their only INDYCAR win at Michigan. They are Ronnie Bucknam, Bill Vukovich II, Tom Sneva got his first win here. Danny Angaius got his first win here. Pancho Carter got his only win here. John Paul Jr. got his first of 2 wins. Emerson Fittipaldi, believe it or not, got his first INDYCAR win here. He was driving the old 711 car, if I remember right, for Patrick Racing. Scott Goodyear got his first INDYCAR win here. Scott Pruitt got his first INDYCAR win here in a thrilling race with Al Unser Jr. Tony Kanaan got his first win here. Patrick Carpentier and Thomas Schechner all got their first wins here. The INDYCAR track record, there's kind of 2 of them. The If you go through the INDYCAR lineage, Paul Tracy actually has the fastest lap here, speed of 2:34.9. But the IRL INDYCAR track record, when the Indy Racing League later came here, Thomas Scheckter, 2003, with a speed of 2:22.4. We weren't even close to that speed, really, in practice. The closest we got is, I think, Indy Kirkenbauer got into the 2:21 bracket. But these IR18s, even with the hybrids and all the downforce and everything we have, are not as fast as those older cars that were here. I'm not sure why, but that's what we've been kind of dealt with. Still waiting for this session to pinned here. It's still showing
8:30. It's gonna be
8:30. Okay. That's when the session will launch. So I got us some more time here. All-time race winners here at Michigan. All-time IndyCar history. Johnny Rutherford has 4 wins. In fact, his last win came here in 1986 when he won a very attrition-laden 500. Michigan 500. I remember watching that race as a kid and always remembering that. I think they finished that race. They started with 33 or 30-plus cars, and only 8 finished the race. And I always remember as a kid kind of thinking, what a joke. And then as I got older, thinking how much that those drivers that did finish that race were able to accomplish just by getting to the finish, and how important it is to finish and just never give up. So that's go back and watch that race. That is on YouTube somewhere. But Johnny Rutherford's final win came here. Gordon Johncock got 4 wins here, including a 500-miler in 82. In fact, he is one of the few IndyCar drivers to ever come close to winning the real Triple Crown. He won 2 jewels. He won at Indianapolis and he won here. And he did not secure the Triple Crown by winning at Pocono later that season. But he's a handful of drivers. Only one driver has won the Triple Crown. That's Alan Sr. Did that back in 1978, winning at Indy, Ontario, and at Pocono. But when Johncock was in the run for the Triple Crown, Ontario was already closed, so it was Indy, Michigan, and Pocono at the time, and he won 2 jewels. Bobby Unser won 3 times here, 1 under USAC ruling, 1 under their sanctioning, and 2 under CART. Mario Andretti got a rare 500-mile win here. He has 3 wins, a 500-miler in 84. In fact, he shares victory lane with his son, who won 2 500-milers here in 87 and 89. Rick Mears has 3 wins here, 1 500-miler, and he won in 91. He also won at Indy and also won at Michigan, but I did not have the 3rd crown jewel that season anymore. So I guess the unofficial double crown, I don't know. But Mears, did win here. One of them was a 500-mile. Bobby Rahal won here 3 times, but not one of them was a 500-miler. AJ Foyt won here twice, but not one of them was a 500-miler. Scott Goodyear won here twice in 92 after finishing so close to Allenser Jr. in 92 at Indianapolis. Got his first win here and his second win in 94, driving for Kenny Bernstein and the Budweiser team. And another high attrition laden race, and that was his second career win. Tony Kanaan has 2 wins here. He won 1 in CART in 99, and he won 1 in the Indy Racing League in 2007. So he's the only driver to win 1 in CART and Indy Racing League, and he won those in 99 and 2007, respectively. This is a fixed setup race that is provided by the league and massaged and created by Robert Malechka. This is a 2-mile D-shaped super speedway oval. We're doing 150 laps, 300 iRacing miles, no fast repairs. That's why we're doing the session restart. I believe we got 6 sets of tires for this one, Lewis. 100% fuel, no fast repair, 55 mile per hour on the pit road speed limit. We're not doing green-white checkers, but we do have lucky dogs enabled, and of course the IndyCar wave around rule is in effect. I suspect that we will see anywhere between a 5-stop and a 3-stop strategy. That's when we get back to green flag racing. And I don't think we have any penalties or race suspensions or anything like that to speak of while we get into today, as the new session should be populating here anytime. We have been here 3 times. This is our 3rd time in series history. We were back here in season 1, round 5. Edson Santos won that race over Josh Ward by 0.4 of a second. Lewis, you finished 3rd in that race. Do you remember that? think Lewis might have gone off and is working on the background here.
Here we go. Hi.
Here we go.
Hello. How are you? Yes, I remember, but I remember more the season I have very bad season, and that the first season actually. But yeah, cannot remember.
And round 1 of season 2, we opened it here. It was 100 laps. Each the first 2 races we did were 100 laps, 250 miles. So we're doing a little bit longer today. So it'll be a longer edition. We're doing 50 laps more, another 50 miles more. Tristan Fortson over Edson Santos. Edson not in the lineup tonight, but Edson's had a pretty good luck here. A win and a second. Tristan beat Edson by 0.3 of a second. Gary Lovern, the sponsor of today's race, he finished that race in third, 0.4 of a second on back from that battle up front. There's 16 different winners and now 26 different races over 3 complete seasons and the start of season 4 here in the Votive Indy Oval Series. Chad Simpson and Mason Mitchell were your last 2 first-time winners. So we had 7 winners in 9 races, and of course, in season 3, actually season 1 we had 4 winners in 7 races. Season 2 we had 8 winners in 9 races. Season 3 we had 7 winners in 9 races, and so far this season we have 2 winners in 2 different races. So, and when I'm saying 7 winners in 9 races, I mean 7 different winners in 9 races. We are getting into the session now.
Do you? Oh, is Glendy still over here? Where's Glendy? Oh, he left again. My God. Anyway, it's counting the no. I think it's not counting the. It didn't count the off season we did. So maybe you don't count that season when we have 3 different winners in the first 3 races of the serie, and then we started with a new season with all these different winners we have on that day. But yeah, kind of like that.
All right. And you might hear some cars going in the background as we are rolling again. Okay.
Yep, waiting for that. So yeah, it is what it is. Actually, it's normal. Maybe how long is it taking for clean? And that day they clean the track.
I remember. I remember being in the stands for the Indy 500, that 96, and I remember somebody saying they wrecked in Michigan coming to the green flag, and I remember the thing at the time is everyone was like, oh, the stars and the real drivers and the real cars and all that are in Michigan. So this isn't the real 500 is actually up there. This is just the Indy 500 in name only. And I thought it was very rich that the paid millionaires of the kart series, those drivers wrecked coming to the green flag, and albeit it was a 3-wide start, but wrecked coming to the green flag at their own 500. I think it was a very embarrassing for them. It was a black eye for them. And I mean, the Indy Racing League, their Indy 500 didn't really start off in the best fashion either. There were some embarrassing things that happened in that. I'm gonna pick on your guy. I know Eliseo Salazar runs into the side of Ari Leindyke for no reason coming off pit road. There was, I think, another driver took out a couple of other cars on an early caution. Racing Gardner, maybe it was, and he locked it up and spun the car around under caution. But he just came up to the back end of the field and he locked the brakes up and almost wrecked the back cars of the field, kind of like what we saw here today. And I was just really thinking how embarrassing that kind of was. But at the end of the day, the better of the two races was the Indianapolis race, and it had much more drama in it than the kart US 500. Jimmy Vasser kind of won that race going away, and it wasn't very exciting. But I think Buddy Lazier, a lot of people like the story of Buddy Lazier and was able to grasp onto that story and relate to that story. And I think that's why that Indy 500 was a little bit more exciting. But there was, I think it was at least an hour plus red flag because the teams had to get all their cars off the track, and then they had to go to their haulers and pull their cars off. And I would think that some of those cars also had a degree of setting up they needed to perform on them.
Oh. I remember now. Adrian Fernandez, man. It was the guy started for everything. I think it was Adrian Fernandez who made that big wreck on the front row.
Yeah, there was I think out there's a ESPN did a documentary about it on race weekend, and I think they were following around Walker Racing because Walker Racing had two cars in the US. One was in the US 500, one was in the Indy 500. And so they were following kind of the story. And then I forget, but Robbie Gordon thought it was highly ironic. He was laughing about it. It's like, best cars and everything when we wreck coming to the green flag. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it too.
Gonna be a karma for sure.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a very, very good, very bad karma for the kart guys that were saying for all week long that we had the best cars and the best drivers and everything. And I mean, up and down the lineup, yeah, they did. And then when the kart drivers eventually joined the 500, starting with in 2000 with Chip Ganassi and then Penske, I mean, an Indy Racing League team never won again. They got close. Specifically 2011, they got close. With that was Panther Racing, and Panther was kind of an IRL team. But the IRL teams never were able to regain the same type of glory they were prior to the kart teams. But they had the better teams and the better drivers, and they made a big mistake, coming to the green flag, and it was rather embarrassing. And for them to say that we're the best and then can't even go to the green flag for a race all the while that they were saying that the guys at the other race, it's too dangerous, they're not good enough. And someone says, party like it's 1996. Yeah. And we're just watching some cars with some practice here. They're doing some draft practice, watching Casey Povolonis, Antonio Estrada. An exciting day down in Mexico for the Mexican. He's in Mexico City, though. I asked him. He's in a good area. And there's Indy Kirkenbauer just behind them. That is, I believe, Logan Edwards. The drivers practicing green flag pit stops. That's not a bad idea, Lewis, to be practicing green flag pit stops here.
Oh no, for sure. It's a very, very good idea, especially when you have the old tire, especially with the new hybrid, especially with the brakes stuff. And I try to, when I do the stuff, I try to my tires damage as much as I can to make at least 3 or 4 pit stop braking and try to find the way to braking, because man, you think it is oh, I can do that, but with the new tires. But when it's an old tire, you have to brake maybe more than what you think, and the car is done braking even with what you practice. So it's very important. I used to do it in lion hair, and I gain a lot of position because that. But when I stopped to do that, is you think you have the technique, but nah, man, it's a different story.
Yeah, I would always, every practice, I would do a couple of simulated green flag pit stops, and I would always do a couple of simulated starts because I want to feel what my car feels like on full tanks on cold tires turning into turn one. So I'd always do a couple of those so I knew what to expect. And I'm really surprised the number of drivers that didn't do practices of green flag pit or just a flying start who didn't practice those. Okay, qualifications are underway. Go ahead.
See, yeah, because when you practice, is something some people said, "Oh, practice green stop." It's like, yeah, but because when you make the practice, you can gain half a second, or you can lose 2 seconds in between you enter to come, even when you come into the pit, because also your tire is gone, so you have to break in some point in your box and put the car in the box, and that's make gain a second or lose 2 seconds also. So in total, between when you enter to exit, you can lose at least 3 seconds. So it's very important to do that because everyone is thinking about it, the pace in the track, make the pass, make this, make that. But when you're on the end of the definition of the race, you can lose or you can win the race because that.
Today's third running of the Votive Michigan 300 presented to you by Loverns Incorporated. Loverns provides professional services and renovation, remodeling, painting, and mold removal for government, commercial, and residential projects. To quote, or to get a quote and to learn more, to like them on Facebook. You want to also follow them on their, visit their website. So follow them and like them on Facebook. Visit their website at loversinc.com. Link is in the description. I want to shout out, of course, Tom Lovern, Gary's brother, the owner of Loverns Inc., who might be watching today and tonight. Watching the Catalyst Andrew Wood. And now the camera changes. Actually, I do not see a Loverns URL in the description. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put it in chat, and I will pin it. And I'll make sure we'll put it into the description here after the race. And it's going to look like a very similar. I think the front row is going to be identical. Pretty close. Although Clay Kirkenbauer shows up to the top. He improved his qualifying a lot. Albrecht, he improved. Glindy is dropping. Simpson was on the pole. He now drops. I tell you what, if those guys that started up front and the race doesn't shape out well for them, they're not going to like this restart very much.
Yeah, for sure. You asking me about the timing in the last session we have between the first was Simpson and that day in that session to 21, they have a separate by 87 hundredths. So from first to 34, they separate for only 2/10. So I'm gonna let you know what is the the team from today with Alexis Newsom, the Poleman or Paul. What is it? Poleman?
Pole sitter.
No, Poleman.
Pole sitter.
Pole sitter. So Formula One. Sorry, my man.
I always like it when you said the Poleman. But yeah, on the
because
pole.
that. Yeah.
On the pole, though, is Alexis Newsom with a speed of 220.8. And that's 0.2 of a mile per hour faster than Clay, who have really improved his starting position at 220.6. Chad Simpson, well, he's one row back, 220.4. Casey Povolona's 220.4. And a lot, you're going to see a lot in the miles per hour, very, very similar here. Seb Alexander, Albrecht, row 3. Fortson, Clindy, row 4. Shadid and Tyquilla on row 5. And we got Klimek and Durazo, Brashear and Stouffer, Hysong and Murphy, Estrada and Marquez, Forsyth and Lichtenberg. There's Andrew Wood. Normally he's, if it's not you joining me in the booth on Sunday nights, it's Andrew, and he's on the grid tonight in the 11th row, right next to Edwards there. Peterson and Cole on row 12. Lilac and Butch Davis, row 13. Collins and Craig, row 14. Row 15, Toole and Reed. Stanton and Paz, Cavaco and Wade, Tedesco and Fields. Indy Kirkenbauer now coming deep in the field, only with a speed of 205, so I think maybe he's going to try the worst to first challenge. Same thing with Ryan Campbell, 205.4. Mason Mitchum with no speed. Wags is in the lineup. I don't know if he's supposed to be there or not, but Wags is in the lineup.
Oops. Yeah.
And then we got Costner, Coker, Gallas, and Lover.
So between 1 to 26, 2/10. 1 to first to 10, 9,400. And 1 to 5th is 6,100.
Jeez. That's just a blink of an eye. That's missing the apex just by a little bit and losing a little bit of speed or mistiming the use of that hybrid. That's kind of what it boils down to. That's on all that. All right. I think we're going to go racing this time. I'm showing now 43 in the last session, 44, and I think Wags might not be supposed to be in this session. We got a lot of confusion in the mid-pack. I don't know if we're going to go green this time or we're going to go an extra lap to sort things out. A lot of confusion.
No, we go to green now.
We're going green. We're going green. Coming off of corner number 4. One of the largest IndyCar racing fields you're ever going to see her on iRacing outside of the fixed Indy 500. We're green flag right here. And it's Alexis Newsom, Kirkenbauer, Simpson's going to lead us going into 1 for 300 miles, 150 laps here at Michigan. And cleanly through the first lap, it looks like. Everyone minding their P's and Q's, but they're still racing up at the front. A little bit further back, we see Stouffer and Shadid side by side. There's Anna Klimek right behind him. We're going to go 3 wide as Seb Alexander goes to the top side. He is joined by Clindy. Here's Tristan Fortson, the defending champion here. He goes to the inside, 3 wide, down low, under Simpson and Newsom, to the point for our defending winner here.
Yeah, they're making a point over there, but same. It's long race. It's going to be dispatched for maybe more than 20 times or 30 times in the 150 laps. And now it's Simpson again to the front. And it's going to be like that. So sometimes works, but you know what? Good to save a fuel starting from now.
Yeah, and actually in real IndyCar racing, and they had to do this also before, and aborted starts to the Indy 500 and aborted start to the US 500, they had to allocate more fuel to the fuel tanks to the teams. Not an issue here today. I mean, that automatically happens. Fuel allocation, not a problem here for this series. This is still a simulation. But another thing that they had to take extra time for is the fuel truck had to go down pit road and top off everyone's tanks. Logan Edwards, Lichtenberg side by side. Now we got Jacob Collins, Lichtenberg side by side. Edison Toole in that chrome Verizon sponsored car right behind them. Estrada and Murphy side by side. Here comes, let's see, I'm not sure, that's a new livery. Oh yeah, that's the Freebird livery by Caleb Brashear, celebrating Team USA's win today over Canada in overtime. 3 wide for the lead, Clindy to the bottom. You tell me, Lewis, how upset are the people in Canada right now? How upset are they?
I think it was close. So the Povolone is on the borderline. So I don't know. To be honest, I watching so much soccer in my life. My anger about the lose is really low after so many times losing and getting bad. But after the Blue Jays were losing the World Series and with the Dodgers, I think losing with USA the gold medal is like it's okay. At least they win something. They win something, but they cannot be like upset. They almost lose it with Finland, man.
Well, I mean, it's Canada had to get an overtime goal to get into the gold medal game too. So it's not like getting close there with Povolonis and Simpson all together. So they all had to work for that. But I believe, just me personally, and anyone else can chime in and chat if they want, Team Canada lost that gold medal game a year ago in the Four Nations NHL tournament when their fans booed the American national anthem, and the American players took it personally. And remember, in that game in Montreal, it started off with 3 fights in 9 seconds because the U.S. players were upset. I guarantee the U.S. players took that motivation into what the international offseason. I know they all have their regular teams they play for in NHL, but I guarantee when they got back together to start getting ready for the Olympics, they're all like, remember when they all booed us in Montreal? I'm pretty sure that's, to me at least, that's where they probably lost the game today, because Team USA was ready to play. You don't boo anyone's national anthem. I have never booed anyone's national anthem. You know what? I actually like the Canadian national anthem. I know the words to the Canadian national anthem. I would never boo the Canadian national anthem, regardless of what I think of their prime minister or not. And they might think our president's crap. I think their prime minister is not the greatest guy either. So.
Well, no, for sure not.
Yeah.
It is super bad, man.
Yeah, but I would never boo another country's national. I love. Oh man, they are so side by side. Watch their Mark Murphy and Durazo. One of my favorite other national anthem is the Italian national anthem. It's like a party song. It's dun dun dun. I always remember listening to it every time when Michael Schumacher would win. And they would always play, and everyone would dance to it, and it looks so happy. Just don't boo somebody's national anthem. I think, 3 wide off the corner. Chad Simpson in the middle. Povolonis up top. Oh, and Antonio Estrada back in line. A national anthem is a reflection of the people, not the government. Is a reflection of the people, and I would never do that.
I think you have to watching the whole season of the qualifying for the World Cup in South America. You're gonna see that one is really, really normal to do it. To be honest, if USA or Canada USA playing each other the thing, for me it's super normal, man. Because in South America, when the Peru go to Chile or Chile go to Peru or go to Bolivia or Argentina, Brazil or Argentina or Uruguay, man, they hate everyone. Hate everyone. Nobody like everyone. Nobody like each other. If want to go to Chile, Chile, Argentina. Man, when Chile won the Copa America or the American Cup in Chile, and then went to USA and they won it again, oof. So it's something it's super normal to see that. I really don't agree with the stuff, but well, it is what it is. It's about the culture of the people.
The only national anthem that I remember booing, it was anytime Nikolai Volkov would sing the Soviet Union national anthem when I was a kid in wrestling. And even then I kind of knew it was an act, but that was acceptable. But any other time, I remember my dad was telling me a story that when he was stationed in Germany in the U.S. Army, they would go to the German Grand Prix in Formula One. And he remembers that when they played the national anthem, the German national anthem there, that some of the buddies that went with him in the unit would not stand up. And he told me the story of he slapped the guy on the arm and said, stand up, take your hat off, and be respectful. And that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, because Nürburgring and Hockenheim was then in the good side on the Germany. So that's why, yeah. Actually, if you know, Germany won the World Cup, but the good side, not the bad side.
I was in Germany when they won the World Cup in 1990.
Yeah, I think that before that they won maybe one more or two or one more World Cup.
They always talked about that other World Cup they won. It was in the 70s, I think. As we should be talking about the action on the racetrack. Lilac Zier grabs a little bit of the apron and gets squirrely. She's going to try to line up there and get next to Butch Davis. Butch Davis getting shouted out in chat, and I do believe he is a threat to win here today. Mark Murphy up 5 spots. He's on the inside of Durazo. Stouffer up 8 spots. Tony Estrada is up 9 spots. 6 spots, Fortson and Klindy. They have remained at the point since getting up there. But, the German, when Germany won the World Cup when I was there, it was still, the wall came down, but it was pre-unification. It was like the 4th of July that when they won the World Cup, is that we watch Alexis Newsom in ironically a red, white, and blue car. One of my favorite liveries out there. And she goes to the point. But it was like the 4th of July when they won the World Cup. It was incredible. I've never seen anything like it before, ever. And the only time I've seen anything like it in the USA is during the 4th of July.
Somebody on the wall. It was Fortson.
Fortson got up and maybe gave it a slight kiss, but he still Murph got really close to the wall.
That's you know why? Because you know why? Running around the track. Sorry for saying that, but sometimes it's getting boring, man. And especially the speedway, you do every single lap the same lap. It's not like when you go to Chicagoland or you go to Charlotte, you have to play every single lap with the Seb Alexander hit the wall, touching or clipping the wall. So sometimes you do it 5 times and you start to getting dizzy. It's not dizzy because it's dizzy because every single lap is so long, man. So sometimes you have to wake up. It's happened to me. And you have to wake up your mind. It's not about your body. It's your mind about the stuck in one thing. So sometimes it happens. And when it's happened, maybe you kind of hit the wall. And it's really, really impossible to hit the wall by just turning the turn, because the turn is so big. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 way, different
wide,
ways
yeah.
to turn it here. Yeah.
Hey, if you enjoyed P1's coverage of the Votive IndyCar Oval Series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. Again, you're watching the Votive Indy Oval Series at Michigan, riding on the Robbie Gordon cam of Antonio Estrada as Seb Alexander, recovering from that little kiss of the wall, gets by him on the high side. Estrada up 10 spots, but right behind him is the prodigy, Andy Kirkenbauer, who is getting shouted out by one of the old men in chat there, Rick Ravon. He says Klindworth is in second. Oh, I thought he said Kirkenbauer is in second. So Rick's got Davis, Klindworth, and Simpson as his top three. And it's hard to disagree with that, but the prodigy is working his way up the field right now, as he is up 29 spots, Lewis. He is not wasting any time whatsoever. Let's take a look at the weather. 127 degrees on the track tip. Not quite the track tip we were looking at in that first session. Maybe this reset of the session is actually playing into the hands of somebody like Kirkenbauer that drives these cars very hard, and that we've seen him in these races before get penalized by racing too hard and using up those tires. The little bit cooler track conditions, albeit at 127 degrees, maybe helping him here.
Actually, the way he's coming up is because the pit stop party basically is going to be soon in 10 more laps. So I think it's good to have it here on the front. But I hope we'll have a couple green flag strategy, pit stop strategy in green flag. Because I follow, for example, Anna Klemek. Is down on 20th. And she is just going like a Sunday morning.
Sunday drive.
Turning now side by side with Andrew Good. Yeah, Sunday drive, close to the beach. Yeah, pretty good though. So, but it's going slow because I know that she knows that the race is long, and sometimes you have to think about it. When is the time to push in? And I think she don't want to push it. She want to stay over there,
Ricky!
make the turns close to the wall.
Ricky getting up into the gray, almost into the wall.
And pretty good about Andy with he started on 37, now it's on 6. But I think what I said, it's better to be in 1 to 10 than to 15 to the back, because if it's somebody, actually if you see the graphics on the track, or maybe if you see the cameras on the track, you see a lot of lake space in between cars. Maybe the temperature is start to get in struggle with the car, especially in turn 2. When you exit on turn 2, the car is not going to the wall. It's the car start to getting loose because you're going too close to the wall. So that's the main issue with this temperature now.
Your biggest gainer is Indy, up 31 spots right now, but this battle rages on in the top 4. Kirkenbauer will be there soon enough, soon as he reaches Stouffer. Stouffer, the 5th car in line, as everyone taking evasive maneuvers. I think Antonio Estrada might have kissed the wall off of 2.
I think it was Clay. Clay was, Clay hit I don't know how, he hit the wall. And Antonio went a little bit slow on the exit on turn. Oh, that's weird Antonio went too close to the wall. I think he thought it's gonna go too close to the wall, and he's slowed down. That's why the action of the Seb and Quilla.
Lewis, Chad Simpson, last race winner at Charlotte, down 11 spots. What's going on? You use those tires up, maybe?
Maybe. Let me see. It's a good question, man. Chad Simpson. There we go.
Here's 3 drivers with a lot of experience: Forsyth, Davis, and Marquez. They'll be joined very shortly by Haisong and Zier. Again, 2 more drivers with a ton of experience in these cars. Just in front of him, hyperstar Brendan Lichtenberg. He has a ton of starts in these cars. Won the pit stop competition at the PRI Hoosier 500. We know his credentials are good. Ricky Paz had himself a decent PRI Hoosier 500. He goes to the high side, allowing a hyperstar on by. Just ahead of them, Rashad Craig, former Open Series champion. Right in front of him is Jacob Collins. You see Jacob Collins Monday and Tuesday nights here on the channel. With the Indy Next Road and Indy Next Oval Series. And then right in front of him, Andrew Wood. The Catalyst joins me for our Classic IndyCar Series Season 12 coverage and Dark Horse coverage on Sunday nights. And watching Logan Edwards now underneath Chad Simpson. Chad Simpson continues to fall down 14 spots to 17th. Anna Klimek to the inside of Durazo. Klimek going to pick up the spot there.
He used the high line, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe it's they have some problem with the tires, or maybe say saving fuel is really a big questions happened to him. Clendy's calling the pits to coming in now.
Okay, this is lap 32 for Clendy, so that's right around a 4-stop strategy. The window opens at lap 30. You go 30, 60, 90, 120, and 150, and this we watch him come down off the banking. He's coming. He's going to bring a wingman with him. I'm not sure it's Tyquilla.
Yes.
But that is a teammate. So this is a planned team stop. Watch Clendy and Quilla get to their stalls, and they do. Up on the jacks. Car on the infield. That is Nate Fields going to victory lane, and he's going to punch out not as the winner.
Back up. You know why he tried to come into the pits?
Oh, and missed it.
Yep. Yeah.
And maybe couldn't drive around for another lap, so yeah, had to be forced to tow, but better than bringing out a caution. Povalonis to the point. Treston Fortune second. There we see Clendy and Quilla coming off of pit road. They'll cycle in behind Stouffer.
It's Estrada, Shadid in pits. It's Alexander in pit. They call a lot of people to pit now.
Stouffer coming to pit road. Seb Alexander on pit road. Estrada on pit road. Trey Shadid on pit road. They're rolling off now. Christopher is rolling onto it. He's in a new 4D livery that looks sharp. He comes down to his stall. Never rule out Stouffer at Michigan.
Oh, sure, for sure. Oh, Ricky Paz, man. Ricky Paz. My God, Ricky Paz. They are maybe with damage. The passing they have against him was super dangerous on turn 2, man. Who was the car on the side-by-side? It was Edison Tool.
Father son.
3Y.
Father son on pit road. So planned stop for the Kirkenbauer family. They come in at lap 36. As mentioned in the pre-show, I guess we'll call it the pre-show. Father son have won here before in the form of Mario and Michael Andretti. I don't think the Unsers, I don't think Al or Al, either one of the Als, Al Sr., Al Jr., I don't think ever won here. I don't think Al Sr. has. Al Jr., I think, might have, but I don't think Al Sr. has.
I know Al got really upset for Paul Tracy because making some dirty moves in the main straight or the back straight.
Of course, Al Unser Jr. and Scott Pruitt in that thrilling, that was an 84? No, not 84, sorry, 95 Marlboro 500, which kind of, I think, in my mind, opened up the era for pack racing.
Newson's coming to the pits.
Eric Peterson on pit road. Edson Toole, watching him make a position.
Ricky Paz, the meatball flag.
Meatball flag for Ricky Paz, and I think he might have used up that right front tire.
Yeah, actually, maybe have a black flag because.
Yes, there you can look at the tire. We did a replay, and that is a very unhappy tire.
That's kind of weird, though. That's why maybe the people coming to the pit early, like we thought. Or maybe what I think. I think it's coming a little more late than that what he thought, but kind of makes sense about clip it. Oh my God. Brendan Litzenberg and Butch Davis almost have a moment in the turn 3
look
and
at him, 4 wide at the line as we watch the leader come to pit road. There is a ton of racing experience in these cars, right in that group of drivers right there. And we got Andrew Wood in the neighborhood.
Oh, wait. Pobolones
Came to pit road.
Yeah.
And I did not restart my supplemental overlay, so... Freebird at the point right now is Caleb Brashear leading the way over Rashad Craig. Caleb now very deep into his run, but he's coming to pit road after 40 laps now. So he is into the 3-stop strategy realm. And that turns the lead over to Butch Davis. Brendan Lichtenberg. Mason Mitchum. Sam Costner, they're racing. Those are teammates racing for positions right there. Well, despite the aborted start, we are caution-free at this point. Knocking on wood as Butch Davis coming to pit road.
See the way they're coming in? They're really thinking it's gonna take it a black flag, but nope.
And Mason Mitchum is gonna go long here. He is 43 laps into a stint. Lichtenberg coming to pit road, so Mason Mitchum's gonna go the longest here. I would imagine he's coming to pit road this lap. In fact, where he's lined up on the racetrack right now tells me that he's probably coming to pit road.
Yeah, he's coming now.
So Rick says that Al Jr. won in 1990. Okay, I thought so. I don't think Senior won here. If he did, it would have been... Oh, and Mason Mitchum missed his marks. That's going to turn the lead once he passes him over to Clindy.
Yeah. Oh, that's surprise about Quilla is also in second after the pit stop.
Yeah, Quilla came with them, and that little bit of so they undercutted everybody. Now they're on they might have to do an extra stop though.
But they are 2.4 ahead, all of these groups. So basically, these two guys is one car basically. So because they're almost the same team. So they do it swapping. Okay, now it's happened. And every time they do that, they gaining time on the Stoffer and Forson.
Yeah, I don't think Al Sr. won here. The USAC winners here are Bucknam, Bettenhausen, Donahue, Joe Leonard, McCluskey, Vuki. Then we got Lone Star JR, Bobby Unser. Oh, there is Al Unser. Al Unser won here in 74. That was a 100-lap race. No, it wasn't on a 100-lap race. It was a 250-mile race. AJ Foyt, Sneva, John Cock, Foyt again, Ungaius, John Cock, Rutherford, and so a couple of father and son combos have won here. We had the father-son combo of the Andretti's, and now the father and son combo of the Unsers won here. So maybe we see the Kirkenbauers do the same. But right now, your leader, as you mentioned, by a pretty hefty margin, is Clindy and Quilla. Teammates who worked on the undercut, came to pit road early. I'm not sure how that's going to impact this run. If they're going to come to pit road before everyone else again, we'll see. Tristan Fortson, the defending winner of the series from a season ago here of this race. He is, I wanted to say defending series champion, but that's Clindy. He is the defending race winner from a season ago. He moves back to fourth. Chris Stouffer in third. Watch Stouffer at this place. We've seen him secure wins here in other series. Alexis Newsom in fifth. Seb Alexander in sixth. Remember, Seb Alexander won that US 500 here in the Elite Racing League.
Oh, yeah.
Antonio Estrada, he is capable of winning here. He's in seventh. Casey Povolonis in eighth in a battle with Anna Klimek going into turn one. And just behind them is the Kirkenbauer family and Freebird himself, Caleb Brashear.
Yeah, now the group with Stouffer, Fortson, Newton, Alexander, they are 1.5 now.
So they've dug into that lead a little bit. Now,
the thing you see in your map and stuff, you can see different strategy over here. Clendy with 16, Fortson with 12, Newton with 10 laps, Brazil with 7. What else? Wood David with 6 laps and new tires. So it's really different strategy. And if it's a green flag race, it could be really interesting what is going to happen in the laps, 30 laps. That's the magic number you want to clip on the end. You don't want to come into the pit with 15 or 10, that 10 laps to go is, my God, the worst one. Yeah, that could be the magic number. 30, 25 laps to go to come into the pit and just finish the race like that.
And watching in the neighborhood of the leaders right now is Sam Costner, who right now he doesn't have a dog in the battle that's in this group that's catching him, but he is kind of slowing this group down a little bit as he's racing with them.
I think because Costner is in between, they cut the working on between Quilla and Clendy, and that's why in 2 laps or 3 laps this group getting close again to 4/10. So all the group now, basically all the groups, not all the group because it's cut in the Seb Alexander is group again. Free group, sorry.
Watching Fortson battling Chris Stouffer. So the next window to open up for a lot of these drivers is right now, if anyone's on the 5-stop, but I don't think anyone's on the 5-stop. The 4-stop window opens here in about 10 laps, and the 3-stop window opens in about 22 laps.
So basically for Clendy is coming in 10, like you said, and the other people is coming maybe in lap 65, closely for 70 maybe.
Yeah, the 3-stop window opens at 74 through 76, somewhere in there. The 4-stop window opens right at lap 60. Oh, Fortson might have kissed the wall a little bit. He has made it to Quilla. And he's going to, Fortson riding that high side, ripping the high edge. And he is now around Stouffer. He's been around Stouffer. And he's holding off that position. But Fortson, our defending winner here at this race from a season ago, has reached Quilla. Quilla stayed high to give him the dirty air.
Man, it's really quiet race, to be honest. We have some issues around, but to be honest, I think the people understood about the 150 laps, man. Oh, person again.
Riding with Alexis Newsom. She is currently in 5th spot, and she has reached this battle as well. Lap 56 of 150. We expect at least 2 more stops for everybody for the most part. And we're coming up to that second stop for a lot of these drivers here very, very shortly. Here are your stint lengths one more time. And the first to come in will be the leaders, actually. They're at 24 already. Stouffer at 22. Oh, Fortune again. Up against the wall off a 2. With this field of this size, everybody is... There's a car in just about every part of this racetrack right now. Right now showing Eric Peterson on pit road with an extended stop. Sheridan Wade also on pit road with an extended stop. It looks like he has retired the car. 41 cars are still out here running. Look at a battle for second as Quilla goes to the point. Fortson now running for that lead now as he goes on the high side. Clindy now gets bypassed to third. Clindy goes to the bottom. 3 wide in the 3.
I think if I Alexis Newsom, I stayed there.
Yeah,
I don't want to be involved in nothing, man, to be honest. You know what? Seb Alexander and Tony Estrada working together to getting close of this group, but you know what? The temperature of this the track is really hot. They are 25 each of the tires, and with 25 is really tough to make that swap each other. But they're getting close. It's 2/10. At least Alexis Newsom is not doing any pass, so maybe it's allowed to these 2 guys coming close, maybe in 5 laps.
Yeah, it's just about 2 seconds as they're trying to reel in Newsom now. And they need to get within 1.5 seconds of Newsom to get a whiff of the draft window extending from the back end of her car for the hole that she's punching in the air. And they'll be able to suck right back up into this battle, but they need to battle through the dead air, so to speak, so they can get to that draft. Let's ride with Seb Alexander. And that's the target right up there. That's all these cars. That's what they have to get up to. Now it is helpful, Lewis, that Seb and Tony are technical teammates, so they can be working together. They might be working together radio-wise, so they at least would be familiar with one another to do this.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You for example, you asked me about when I am former winner on the board when you did the Indy 500 on Indianapolis, and I told you, yeah, because I got help by my former teammate. Neki Oscar Gonzalez. So it's good to have somebody in your same group to talk to each other, especially in this track, man. You don't want to be by yourself doing this swap stuff, and or maybe the definition on the race with somebody who don't want to be next to me. So I remember also in the Ficta series with the PDF, Pablo, making a team strategy to help him to win the race or help me to gain some points for the championship. So it's really important to have somebody on over here, especially in this 2.0 miles track.
And there you see in the background that battle with, not actually battle, just the cooperative effort by Alexander and Estrada, kind of those orange cars trying to work together to reel this group in. And they got within 1.8, but they have not been able to get much closer than that. As now the leaders are beginning to count more lap traffic, and that is Nate Fields right in front of them. Nate, fortunately, missed coming to pit road on his last pit stop and had to tow, and is now behind everybody. He's trying to duck out of the way, but Clinty's like, nope, I see an opportunity to get the draft there. Nate will stay low. Clinty will go high and go around him on the high side. Again, Clinty now 32 laps into this stint of his, so we expect him to come to pit road any time. Again, Lewis, it's possible that they maybe just short pitted last time. They came in, undercut everybody. Obviously, they saw what the undercut got them. It brought them right up to the front. So it's possible that they might actually have more fuel on board that we know of.
Sometimes, man, you can tell me that we think it is something different we thought, and on the end is really completed when we thought. So maybe they have. I think actually Clendy called it to the pit now.
Okay, there it is.
They go for this different strategy. Oh my God!
A lot of right in front of him. That is Luke Reed goes high. Clinty coming in, and is he gonna bring Ty Quilla with him? Tristan Fortson, a meatball flag for Tristan Fortson, and that might have been what we saw on the backstretch.
Yeah, hit the wall. He's stuck in the wall. He couldn't release the car, and you know what? When you hit the wall so many times, one small touch contact times two is making that meatball flag. So unfortunately for him, could be repaired, and it's gonna be long repairs, man.
Our defending winner from a season ago, and he just looks like he gets dirty air for the cars in front of him and those worn tires, and boom, right up into the wall, right in front of Sam Koster and Stouffer. Koster a lap down, also right in front of Alexis Newsom, and everyone taking evasive maneuvers. And that is going to be, I'm going to say that's probably terminal damage, a day done for Fortson, as he has now come to a stop on pit road.
Yeah, I think this, he retired the car. Actually, it's out of the race.
So he again had the pace and the ability. We know he has the ability, but he had the pace once again to get another win here. And not today for the race winner a season ago here at Michigan. Leader is now Alexis Newsom. Right behind her, Casey Povolonis. But right behind her actually is Ty Quilla, Sam Koster, and Shane Coker, as Povolonis is 2.5 seconds behind. So Alexis doing what Alexis does, lead races and save fuel, Lewis.
Yeah, that's, I think she needs to stand good result. We didn't see an ERL. They have a good start, and then it's coming close to win the race, and then, nope, no, not a chance here, same two. So I hope for her could be a good result here. Started for the pole. So he is 2 points more ahead. And gotta be for more because Povolonis is coming to the pit, so it's three seconds ahead. So yeah, do a good job in there, and like I just said, I think is the place to have a good result here in the body.
Here comes Clinty to put himself back on the lead lap, but the interesting thing there with Clinty is you don't see his shadow around him, and that is Ty Quilla, because Ty is in front of him.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I think it's because you know what you mentioned also too, in the track we have all the cars sprayed around the track. It's not all the group in one position. So when you come into the pit, when you exit to the pit, you have the chance to come into the pit fast,
Cody Cavaco on
and you
pit
can
road.
have a draft for somebody. So yeah.
I like Zier around Wayne Campbell up in the 15th position. Chad Simpson, actually Andrew Wood is coming to pit road. Chad Simpson picks up a position there, so Simpson in 9th. Andrew Wood, the catalyst, making his second stop. Back up front, though, is Alexis Newsom. If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the second start of this race. The first start, a bit of an interesting start, kind of a aborted US 500 style start. We had a driver, I believe, with a mechanical, maybe with a stuck throttle, got into another number of drivers and damaged cars, and before the green flag came out, they decided to restart the session. They had to re-qualify, so we are in the second session of that race, so to speak. And currently 75 laps in. If you joining us at this point, expecting a little bit longer, we normally would probably be getting close to being done about this time, but we had a little bit of a delay with the red flag situation, and it was a legit red flag situation. I had to show the red flag graphic, so it's the first time ever that we've done a red flag here on P1. But the leader is Alexis Newsom. We are coming to you from Michigan International Speedway. This is the Votive Michigan 300 presented by Loverns Incorporated. We've now completed 76 of 150 laps. You're enjoying the coverage of tonight's race. Make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. Let's see, the next race for us, and that's going to include our, actually, the next race that I want to talk to you about is Tuesday night right here, the Tuesday night open wheel triple header, including the iRacing Indy Oval Series top split at 7:15 right here in Michigan, followed by the iRacing Indy Next Oval Series at Richmond. And then we're going to wrap up with round 5 of the 20th season of Area 51 as they will be at Kentucky. If you like open wheel oval racing, it's a good chance you do if you're watching this tonight. Then make P1 your home on Tuesday night. So we come right back here to Michigan for normally one of the better and most watched races of the year. Probably going to be about a 5K strength of field, I'm willing to imagine, on Lewis. Normally you're a pretty good judge of that. But that race that we always have here at Michigan during the Indy Oval Series, always well attended and always well received.
Oh, yeah, always is coming. Kraus, Maleska, Brofin, all the big guys, everyone like to come into the Michigan because it is sometimes it's good to have a lot of all these people, and in this case, good to have it because I really think I can feel it's gonna be a good straight. The field on this Tuesday, maybe 5.4, 5.3. It's going to be a good race for everyone. I think it's going to be the last race for Clendy clinch the championship that day.
And there we see Alexis Newsom coming to pit road, Jacob Collins coming off pit road. And Alexis is done. So Caleb Brashear, Freebird is your leader, but he comes to pit road with his buddy from Thursday and Friday nights here on P1 for the AMA series, Mark Murphy. The Bass brothers come to pit road for their next stop. I guess if we had penalty killers here in IndyCar racing, it would be Murph and it would be Caleb Brashear. They would be your penalty killers. They would be your brutes out there, your goons. like from the movie Slapshot. Old timers, stand up. Butch Davis, old timer like me, is now your leader at the point here of the 300 at Michigan.
So Butch Davis could be coming to the pit in the last time he did come to the pit on lap 42. So he did 42 laps last time. Actually, it's coming to the pit now.
Yeah, he is. You can hear the revs coming down on the car.
Hold it.
And he gets it.
Thing is, he can cut this team because we have 72 go. So he can make one more stop and divide it in two. So it could be 35 to go. and that's gonna be for him in Michigan.
That turns the lead over to Ty Quilla, and he is now being dogged on his 6 by Chris Stouffer. And then they got 2-lap cars in the form of Brandon Statton and Luca Tedesco. And then it is Clindy. Mason Mitchum has worked his way up in the 4th. Very quietly, Mason Mitchum has worked his way up in the 4th. And we've seen his racecraft pick up here over the last couple of weeks, including getting a win in the VOR IndyCar Series and the IndyCar Championship. He's coming to pit road for a scheduled stop. And he has one of the first stalls, so he just pulls right on in. And, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know the first pit stop, you are on the back. You can go straight to the front, and you don't know what is your pit stop. That's the danger to have over the 40 cars in the.
Yeah, field. There is not much room after you get to that cone before you have to make a decision to make it into your stall. Also in the middle of this battle is Hugo Gallis, who is currently in 29th position now, 1 lap down. Clindy in 3rd, Alexis Newsom 4th, Antonio Estrada is in 5th. And we're looking at gaps again. We still have the gaps up on the timing tree. Quilla, Stouffer, Clindy all together. Throw a blanket over them right there. There they go. Right there. That's 1, 2, and 3. And then there's a huge gap. A monster gap. And we're talking monster gap when it comes to IndyCar racing. 5-second, 6-second gap back to Alexis Newsom in 4th position. Normally, it's Alexis Newsom that's setting the gap. You don't see the gap set on her. Lewis, kind of opposite situation for her. She is now fighting to overcome the gap instead of setting the pace.
Yeah, that's the strange, Steve. The stuff we see here. Stouffer did a good job, and now is in the good spot to be on the front with Ty Quilla.
Pobolonis and Gary Lovern almost bang wheels. Teammates coming off of 4. You don't want to do that. And right in front of Seb Alexander and Anna Klimek. As a reminder, here are the points coming into today's race. There you go. Glendy, Chad Simpson, Klimek, Kirkenbauer, Collins, Mitchum, Cole, Davis, Fortson, Durazo, Quilla. Basically, that makes up your top 10 statistically. We're only 2 races in. This is the only race for the month of February. For the month of February. And we got 2 races for March coming up. Next up is Milwaukee, the mile. Here is the schedule for the remainder of the season, by the way. So our first short oval of the season is coming up next. Then we go to Chicagoland, Homestead, Miami, then proper Phoenix. Then we go to Auto Club, the sister speedway to rest in peace, sister speedway to Michigan, and then we'll wrap up at Indianapolis. Getting back to the action on the racetrack, we're getting pretty hot and heavy right there as we are about 4 wide at the start-finish line around Antonio Estrada, and he was there with his teammate of Jacob Collins. That is also Edison Toole. We've seen Edison from the Elite Racing League and the P1 IndyCar Championship there. Trey Shadid is he's been separated by a lot of cars, and the only car he has nearby to work with was Ricky Paz, and they're working together on the racetrack. Right in front of the leader, in fact, as Chris Stouffer to the point. Clindy is now going to 2nd. Ty Quilla falls to 3rd. Oh, Clindy just slid up right in front of Hugo. Go ahead.
You know what? Clindy and Quilla, even Stouffer, they need a yellow flag, man. Because if they come into the pit, the next time by, they can do maybe 40 laps, maybe something like that. They're going to be maybe a little bit short, and they're going to start to working with saving fuel. So it's a really they need to that yellow flag to stay on the group, Alexis News is good to go to have a one stop and finish the race with one more. But Glenn D'Aquila and Stoffer, in my
estimation,
they need to come into the pit maybe with 10 laps or maybe 5 laps to go to finish the race to refuel again. So who knows? Sometimes we are right, sometimes we are wrong. And I hope for the strategy for Clendy, maybe they are...
Oh, into the wall. 2 cars into the wall off of 4. It is Stouffer. He gets up into the wall, and I think Clendy was mesmerized and followed him up into the wall as well.
Oh, no.
Let's see if we can see this again. As I think the dirty air from Trace Shadid in front. And there's 2 cars, really. There's Paz and Shadid, and the dirty air gets to Stouffer. And Stouffer comes up, and he smacks the wall there. And watch Clendy. Clendy did about the same. I don't think Clendy hit it as hard. So interesting. So you're saying this group up front needs to save. Stouffer needs to stay behind the car that he's behind, Shadid, in order to really, and he's not handling the greatest right now either, but he's also on 23-lap old tires, as you see from our graphic. So he just wants to try to extend this run as long as possible with the fuel. I think that's why we have a gap back to Clendy and Quilla. Go ahead.
Yeah. You know what? Even if they make a 40 lap in the scene, they need to finish the race with 43 laps in the tank. So I think people make it 40. For example, Hugo Garas did 40 laps last time. Alexis Newton did 40 laps.
Oh.
But I don't think, maybe Mitchum did 39. So, it is difficult. That's why they need to a yellow flag to everyone be on the same page, and they have this photo finish we always see in Michigan. But for now, I think Alexis Newton have a good chance to win the race by just because the strategy or whatever.
Purple lap of the race, I'm not sure what lap it was set by Ricky Paz. He set a lap of 2:22. Watching this battle between Albrecht Edwards, Butch Davis, Andrew Wood, Rashad Craig, and Dan Durazo. Also coming up into his Marquez, Chad Simpson, Zier, and, well, I think that's Zier. Lichtenberg is a little removed from that, but, man, a ton of accolades in this group right here. You have Logan Edwards, who is former winner in the Elite Racing League. Chris Albrecht, who was won in Dark Horse and sat on the pole at the Indy 500. You got Butch Davis, who has a ton of starts in this car and can win any given Sunday. Andrew Wood, who has won at the Lionheart level. Rashad Craig, a former Open champion. Durazo, former race winner. Andrew Marquez, former race winner. Chad Simpson, former race winner. Lilac Zier. Lilac's on the verge of getting a race win here very, very soon. So just a ton of experience from this whole group of drivers, 13th back to 21st. An all-star field in the community showing up tonight. 43 cars started this race.
Yeah, that's a lot of names with a lot of miles or kilometers around the track and many leagues, victories. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a really, if you're going to Quilla, Stoffer until Nate Field is, man, that's a big field. I didn't tell you, it's a 4K strength field today in the Votive.
43 cars and a 4K strength of field. That is a pretty remarkable statistic. And let's just talk about the experience at the front. Ty Quilla. He won one of the top split Indy 500s last May. It was the 4 winners. It was the broadcasted race was Kraus. Quilla won 1 race. Clendy won As again, Stouffer into the wall again off of 4, excuse me.
Yeah.
Clindy won one race. Quilla 2, excuse me, and Quilla won the other one. So 3 of the 4 wins in the broadcasted or in the fixed Indy 500s went to Rogue Racing last year. Then we got Chris Stouffer. You name the series, and he can get a win in it. Area 51, Dark Horse, ISRA, the Elite Racing League, Votive. You name it, he can get a win. Clindy, former Oval Series champion, defending champion here, defending champion in Horizon, ISRA 2-time champion. Won 2 fixed Indy 500s, finished on the podium in all 3 of the fixed Indy 500s, or all 4 of the fixed Indy 500s last year. Finished 800 laps of the 800 laps possible in the Indy 500s last year. Alexis Newsom, former Speedway Series champion in Lionheart.
Yeah.
Anna Klimek currently leading the Indy Open Series points, challenging in the Oval Series. Casey Povolonis, top split race winner in the Indy Oval Series. Same thing with Antonio Estrada back in 7th. Caleb Brashear, Freebird. He's the INDYCAR, the Open Wheel Invitational champion from the Sim Gaming Expo. Here comes Murph, former fixed series champion. Also Area 51 reigning champion. Indy Kirkenbauer, your Indy Next Oval champion. So the entire top 11, top 10, I mean, just a ton of experience.
So many championships to have around, including Anna Clemens is the leader for the Open Series. It could be the champion. She was the leader of the Victor Series. Somebody came to the pit.
Tracia did.
Yes. It was left down. So it's really amazing how the community went out. You know what? Before, when you come into the league, whatever championship you find it, the INDYCAR championship, you see names you never see in the fixed series or in the official series actually, and then you figure out it's like, well, you don't need to be on the fixed series to recognize yourself. So some people over here is never racing in the fixed series, but or maybe it's racing maybe 2 or 3 times, but they have many championships around. So it's a good cover this thing. So Tyke Wheeler called to the pit with 46 to go.
46, and he is on 37 laps on this stint. So you're right, he's going to have to stop. There's going to have to be a caution, or he's stopping in this final stint. Tyke Wheeler won 2 seasons ago at Pocono here in the Votive Indy Oval Series. Down into a stall, up on the pneumatic jacks. New set of Firestone tires, full tank of Shell Racing fuel. New set of tires on, down off the jacks. Waiting for every drop to hit that tank. 18 gallons in that tank, and down and away off the button. And now he needs to bring that car up to speed as quickly and as safely as he can on the apron. Getting to that blue cone on the backstretch where he could re-merge in with the traffic. And we think his next to last stop is complete as he pops out right with the leaders that he was fighting with when he came to pit road. Your leader now is Chris Stouffer. We suspect Chris is coming to pit road about any time. Chris is now 37 laps into his stint. He last pitted at lap 70. Clindy locks him up. He gets there, but it's going to cost him some time, but he gets the wheels back rolling and pointed in the right direction, and now he works his way down pit road to his stall for, we think it's going to be his next to last stop. We're not sure if he's good to go to the end. Also on pit road, that is High Song coming off of pit road. And Clindy is done. There is Stouffer coming to pit road in the background.
So lucky about Clindy. You know about the other tracks when you clip the cone, you have a penalty because the just hit the cone, the yellow cone. So Clindy did, and no penalty. So good to go.
And that turns the race lead over to Alexis Newsom. And we believe now, by crunching the numbers and math, unless the situation changes and we stay green the whole way. And again, I'm knocking on wood because I do not want to be the commentator that jinxed this. We believe that Alexis is good to go after her next stop.
Yeah, she have a. Oh my God. She have a 31 and 16. She need to come into the pit in the next 5 to 10 laps, and she can go to the end. The thing is, you don't want to be on the end, save fuel, and just condition to race because you save fuel. Because of all, you have the chance to win the race, and you have to still save fuel even with the white flag. So that's why you can finish the race, but finish race by saving fuel. So you want to be in the last lap battle for the victory, but that's why it's really Alexis needs to have a better chance to win a race because the fuel.
Now, we said earlier we saw Alexis Newsom had a big gap on her, and now that gap might be what saves her because, again, we were saying it's not very likely we see her with a big gap in front of her, but she must have done the math and decided that if I run this pace, regardless if they get a 5-second gap on me, if I run this pace, continue to run this pace, I'm going to make it on one last stop to them. And if you remember back in Lionheart, when she won the Lionheart broadcasted Indy 500, she won that race by making one less stop than the leaders. And she just hung back in third place and watched those two leaders swap the lead back and forth all day. All the while, she stayed back there and saved fuel, cut off a final stop in that entire race, won the race by making one last pit stop than everyone. And it might be possible that the math is working out that she's going to do this race with the same type of strategy, Lewis.
Yeah, I think they have a good people to tell her what to do, and I think she's going for, we don't know yet, like I just said, knock the wood. What if could be winning the race by strategy fuel and just be the patient about the strategy. So man, it's gonna be a good that. I remember that. Well, I checked in the race. Joshua Sheen finished on second, and Phyllis Krause on third. She won the race by 5 seconds ahead.
Here comes Alexis Newsom looking to make her final stop. She did 35 laps on this stint. She's going to have to do about 35 or 36 again to bring it home for a win. And you talked about it earlier. She's kind of with the PRI Hoosier 500. We saw her make a reappearance there for the first time in a while. And then she's kind of getting her foot back, dipping the foot in the Community INDYCAR League pool. She's in the Elite Racing League, has not had a lot of success there. One thing or another has kept her out of victory lane. She's showed up here now in Votive, not made a victory lane here. Could this be the breakthrough that breaks the dam, that's break the drought for Alexis Newsom, the former Lionheart Series, Speedway Series champion? Could this be the day for Alexis? She comes up off pit road, needs to do 35 laps to bring it home. We think she can do it. Final stop for the day done. Andrew Marquez now picks up the lead. That's her teammate.
That's gonna be the longest. Yeah, it's gonna be the long 35 lap for her. She have Anna Clemens close because that's the strategy we saw before she come into the pits. And Pavolone is close. That's the 3 cars she have a close. So now it's Pavolone in 11. It's 2.4 seconds behind on her. So it's really interesting, the situation and the stride of her to the end.
So Andrew Marquez, your leader. That is her I5G teammate. Also, we watched Brendan Liftenberg come to pit road. He locked the wheels up, but got it down to the pit road speed limit. That was her teammate. So I5G getting some good fuel strategy numbers here. I5G not with the greatest PRI Hoosier 500 back in December. And there was some talk about what happened with I5G. Some drivers moved around. Well, I5G might be able to say at the end of today's race, we're back, baby. We haven't really gone anywhere. We just did a little bit of a reshuffling, as currently we think that one of their drivers in the position to win. Right now, one of their drivers is leading this race. Andrew Marquez, he last stopped at lap 81. He still has to come to pit road. Ty Quilla is now in second, but Ty Quilla is now 12 laps into this stint. And we don't think, with 32 to go, that he'll be able to make it without another stop.
Look at that. How interesting is this stuff? Look at that. So it's a Stoffer, Galas, Clendy over there, Anna Clem is over there in the same group.
Oh, Mark Murphy, purple lap.
Fastest. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's close. And she just make the pass. All this group, she's leading this group. And nobody make any forcing to don't make me pass. Everyone, including Clendy, even Clendy, is saving fuel. So she's leading the group. Stopper is saving fuel. Anna Klemek, she is okay to finish the race like that. So the critical is Clendy, Stoffer, I see Polones, even
Murphy, purple lap again, wow. 223. Holden Slow is, right now fast, but unfortunately in 10th position down in the order. Let's ride with Clendy. Let's listen as we see drivers, Marquez coming to pit road as he's on pit road. Let's listen to Clendy. Let's hear him saving fuel. Fifth gear, doesn't even go to the blue, immediately shifts to sixth. Drops to fifth to keep the revs up in turns 3 and 4, keeps it out of the blue. And when I say the blue, we're watching right now his lights here. And he wants to keep it out of the blue because that means maximum burn. So now he downshift, goes blue momentarily. But then we watch the lights start going back again. He is definitely saving fuel. Ty Quilla, your leader, he is up 10 spots. Klimek up 11. Alexis just kind of cruising at the front all day. Chris Stoffer up 10, Clendy up 3. Caleb Brashear in Freebird there. He is up 7. Murph up 9. Estrada up 9. Actually, Murph up 10 now. Caleb down, up 6. Murph up 9. Excuse me. Povolonis down 5. Kirkenbauer, that's Clay, down 8. Indy Kirkenbauer up 26 still in 11th. But very far removed from the lead battle and not going to be there unless we have a late caution. We have done this race, believe it or not, even with the aborted start, without a caution. And that is remarkable. I want to compliment the racecraft on everybody here tonight. This is a 4K strength of field with 43 Indy cars in close proximity to one another. And we've managed to do it without a caution, albeit take 2 on the restart. Back up front, it is Ty Quilla. 19 laps into his stint. And unfortunately, he only has about 2 laps difference between himself and Clendy. So Clendy is 2 laps to the better already on this stint. And that's without saving fuel because Ty pitted 2 laps sooner than Clendy. So Ty, now I think he just knows that I have to go. I just have no choice now. I have to go. I have to go. No point in saving. Just go until the tank runs green and hope that there's some caution to help you out.
Yeah, always is a caution around. Always, always. But surprise, surprise, is we don't have a caution yet. I said yet because when it's the white flag, is no more caution. So because it's everyone is a spray around. I think the caution is kind of difficult. The only way to come in the caution is somebody forcing something, or maybe the tires is gone, and that's it. So if we have a caution and everyone is coming to the pit, I guarantee you we're gonna have maybe one or two more, because everyone is gonna be really excited for the finish line, for the finish race.
24 to go here at Michigan. If you're just joining us, you're watching P1's coverage of round 3 of 9 of the Votive Indy Oval Series, coming to you from Michigan International Speedway, where Ty Quilla currently leads with 23 to go, but we think he needs to stop. The battle, we think, for the win is going to be right here. Alexis Newsom, Anna Klimek, Christopher, and possibly Clindy. And also getting into this battle maybe shortly, if they could continue to work with one another and run this group down, might be Murph and Caleb Brashear. We'll see. They do have time. 23 here to go, and they're swap drafting the broadcast partners on Thursday and Friday nights for the AMA here on P1. They're swap drafting down the backstretch, so they are slowly reeling that group in. But they need to overcome a gap of 2.5 seconds in about 20 laps, and that's a lot of work. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race. The next race here for the Votive Indy Oval Series will be Sunday, March 8th. That's my dad's birthday. 8 p.m. Eastern time for round 4 of the championship. The teams and drivers head to the friendly confines of Michigan, of the Milwaukee Mile here from Michigan, for the inaugural running of the Milwaukee 150, our first of 2 oval short track races this season. If you're enjoying what you're seeing tonight, then don't miss the action when Votive returns in March right here on P1. Today's third running of the Votive Michigan 300 is presented to you by Leverns Incorporated. Leverns provide professional services in renovation, remodeling, painting, and mold removal for government, commercial, and residential projects. For a quote or to learn more, like them on Facebook. You can follow their website or visit their website at leversinc.com. It is pinned in chat, and I will also make sure to put the link in the description a little bit later on. And that's their logo at the top of the screen. We'll get running for you. Back up front, Ty Quilla, leader by 4 seconds. And I think just at this point, Lewis, you just got to run her dry like we were talking. It's just no points. He's with traffic. He's saving fuel. He's got some good drivers around him, but he's not going to make it.
Yeah, he have a 25. So it's all about the yellow flag, what is coming out. But the only group that could have an issue with something is the 11, 13, 14 position. They have no, even that they really spread around, man. It's not even a chance, but always is a chance, man. So for now, for example, this group, wow. So Ricky Paz, Forsyth, they have a contact. Wow, that was a contact for yellow flag, but never happened in turn 4. And close to Ty Quilla, Wayne Campbell have some moment with Ricky Paz and Craig Forsyth on there.
And I think Craig lost a wing, and we're going to go back and watch it again. And I think he was forgiven.
Going to pits now.
But yeah, here it is. And then Ty Quilla coming to pit road. He's not going to be able to make it. And it might as well come earlier rather than later. Oh, look at that. Wayne Campbell. And yeah, there was contact there. Oof. Ty Quilla, final stop, and unfortunately, this is going to be the one that probably cost them the race. That pace and the early pit stop and everything that got him up front, unfortunately, the cautions didn't fall their way. Alexis Newsom now the leader. Anna Klimek second. Christopher third. Clindy fourth. Caleb Brashear and Murphy are catching this group, and they're bringing Antonio Estrada, Casey Povolonis with them. They're now 1.9, 1.8 behind this group. I think they're going to catch him, Lewis. I think they're going to catch him. They're going to be in the draft envelope here in the next lap or two, and they're going to be up on this group. I don't think Murph and Caleb need to save. They stopped at lap 116. They stopped. They stopped around the same time as Klimek and Newsom. Now the problem is, are they going to use their tires up? Because Klimek and Newsom, they don't really have to go racing yet, so they're kind of saving their tires, and they're there. They're in the draft envelope now. They are going to be up to Clindy here very quickly, as they are now in the draft envelope.
Yeah, it's like it's happened with Clindy and Quilla when they have a lap down in between.
Look at this. Look at this. They're there. Oh, Caleb into the wall.
Oh, no.
That was right behind Forsyth.
Estrada hit the wall and also went to the apron, closing to have another yellow flag, man. Wow.
And see,
Anna Klimek now Stouffer.
Here they go. They're going to go by Stouffer, and they're going to go by Clindy.
But Anna Klimek and Brashear is 3.7 now ahead because that incident. They were close, but unfortunately that is the thing.
Here is Antonio Estrada. We're going to go back and watch what happened with him from his in-car. But he's got clean air kind of in front of him, and now Caleb starts moving up. And this is when Caleb smacks the wall, and it's almost like mesmerized. And Antonio smacked it good. He smacked it real good.
You know what is smart of the come back with the race on with the leaders. You know what the smart stuff about the Alexis? She started to make it. Oh my gosh! She hit
into the wall right behind Ricky Paz.
She is. I don't know what's desperate, but she knows it's 12 to go, and she started to pull a lap down in between Klimek and her. The problem is she have the tires almost gone.
Oh, she's loose. Look at the loose out. She's loose. Yeah. Is she looking loose to you from your camera views off of 2?
Let me see again. I saw it just.
She's losing. She's loose again. And she goes up the racetrack and keeps it off the wall. We've seen this happen before with her. Here's Anna Klimek. 2 ladies leading at the front here. 10 to go in Michigan. Anna Klimek looking for her second series win. And Alexis Newsom looking for her first series win. And here comes Anna Klimek. Go ahead.
He used the high line because you know what?
Oh, she's still loose.
Look, the tires on her. Her tires is gone. They are overheated. And he cannot do nothing. That's why Anna Klimek is just waiting for the moment. And just be careful, man. I think Alexis Newsom need to clean air. Now they found it. And she needs to cool down the tires. The only way to do it is just try to do the laps in the middle, but she still used the low line. Look at that.
And Alexis, loose but hanging on. Anna Klimek might be kind of in the same boat. They both stopped a lap apart from one another. Here's your weather conditions. But lurking in the background is Freebird and Old and Slow Mark Murphy. They are 3rd and 4th, swapping the position, trying to reel this group in, and they are 3 seconds back as they continue to gain on that pack. I don't know if I think they're going to run out of time. Oh, Casey Pomalonis is going to send it 3 wide. I think Casey Pomalonis has decided he's done racing back here. He sees an opportunity for a podium. He wants the race. I don't think he sees that there's time to go catch, so he's going to race this group. I think they probably could have held on a little bit longer because I thought they were running them down, but now they were under 3 seconds. Now they're over 3 seconds. Alexis Newsom now pulls out to a 9/10 of a second lead.
He's 1 second ahead. I think she
Oh, high song.
Oh my God. Oh. He found it, the adjustment to pull away. And she's using the low line. Oh, like, my God. So the thing is, in the middle of the corner, she's super loose, and he keep the track, the 4-wheel in the track. So it is really
Look at that car. You could see it on the video. You could actually see that the car is on the edge of adhesion. She is really driving this thing for all it's worth. These tires, you can see it. I see so many of these IndyCar races every week, and you can just see that that car's at a slightly different angle. Let's ride with her.
Smart, that one.
Look at the hands not moving. She does not want to turn that car. Klimek 6/10, 5 to go, coming to 4 to go.
Oh, this is the issue. Risha did have a with lap down, two laps down, coming to make the pass on the leader. He made the pass on Anna Klimek. Now she's going for Alexis Newsom. That is really, really dramatic on the end of the race in Michigan.
Well, if he has new tires and has the pace, he's not holding her up. Trace is currently in 32nd position, and he's only 5 laps into his stint, so he's going to have new tires. But she's up in traffic, and Klimek is there.
This is more dramatic than the. This is more dramatic than the. Oh my God!
Oh, I think Trace wanted to go up and get in the draft of Campbell, and just saw that Newsom was there. 2 to go here in Michigan, and we're going to have a shootout between the ladies up at the point. The guys are not going to be able to make it, and we're going to go side by side down the backstretch. No. Klimek is going to have the draft of cars in front of her. So will Alexis Newsom. Side by side is Team Taylor Mills Racing and I5G slugging it out here, coming to the white flag at Michigan. 1 more lap to go. It is ladies' night here in the Votive Indy Oval Series, and Alexis Newsom with the lead, followed by Anna Klimek, and the guys fighting for third are a distant 3 seconds behind. But the battle for the lead is going to happen right with lap traffic in front of them. Oh, into the wall! Alexis into the wall! Here comes Anna Klimek to the inside. Anna Klimek to the inside, going into 3 and 4. She stays at the bottom, and that little rub into the wall might be what gives Anna Klimek the win here in Michigan. Off the corner, looking at the checkered flag, and Anna Klimek gonna win at Michigan.
These shoes bad, man. Very bad to use the low line with the clean air on the top, and he used the low line, and that's why he went to the wall. Whoa. What a disappointment for her, actually. Good for us, to be honest. What a race, man. I think it's better like this than the 10 cars and the battle for the victory. I think it's really dramatic. This
it was a very strategic race, a strategic race we have not seen in a while at Michigan. And Anna Klimek, her second career win in the Votive Indy Oval Series adding to her resume from Iowa a season ago. It does allow us to start the season 3 for 3, though, but it does stop the consecutive win streak. It kind of resets it back to 6. We'll talk about that here in a second. I think that's still correct. Alexis Newsom, so close. She will get a win. Casey Povolonis got tired of racing the Bash brothers in 4th and 5th there and said he saw an opportunity for a podium. We're going to talk to him about that. Murphy, old and slow. And Lewis, I'm going to let you make a call for who you think your Luis Gonzalez Jr.'s driver of the race is. I suspect Mark's going to be one of those candidates. I don't think Caleb is unworthy from being considered either, considering he was in that first red flag. He was involved in that wreck. So he had to go back and do a reset just like everyone else, of course, but, had that going through your mind. That's always there. That's tough to overcome. Chris Stouffer fades to 6th, Clindy 7th. Butch Davis, a good run for him, and he might also be a candidate for your LGN driver of the race. He comes home in 8th spot, improves 18 positions. And Chris Albrecht, our Elite Racing League Indy 500 pole sitter, comes home 9th. And Indy Kirkenbauer, the prodigy, 27 spots better. Yeah. He comes home in 10th. So we'll let you make your call who it is when I'm done here with the standings. Give you time to make a pick there. Andrew Marquez, 11th. Clay Kirkenbauer in 12th. Rashad Craig, 13th. Dan DeRozzo, 14th. Chad Simpson, our winner at Charlotte. He comes home 15th. Logan Edwards in 16th. Zier, 17th. Andrew Wood in 18th. Lichtenberg, 19th. Seb Alexander in 20th. Ty Quilla. Boy, if he had one caution, it would have been a different race for him probably. But he finishes in 21st. At the tail end of the lead lap, along with Wayne Campbell. Wayne Campbell comes home 22nd. Mason Mitchum at 23rd. Luca Tedesco, 24th. Hugo Gallus, 25th. Gary Lovern and the sponsor's car finishes 26th. Jacob Collins, 27th. Luke Reed, 28th. Craig Forsyth, 29th. And Edson Toole in 30th. And then we got Trace Ed Cavaco, High Song Paz. The host with the most, Shane Cocker, Sam Coster, Antonio Estrada, unfortunately fading there at the end. Stanton, Fields, Cole, rounding out your top 40. And we're not done yet. We got Tristan Fortson, our defending race winner. Comes home 41st, Sheridan Way 42nd, Eric Peterson 43rd, and Matt Wagner showing up credited for 44th, but he's popping in as race control, so he didn't complete any laps here today. Wow. All right. So, who do you think?
Jeez, you know what? Because it's 1 to 10. I can mention also McMurphy, and also David. But I think it's gonna be Indy with that 27 spot, I think, on the end. So yes, it's gonna be Andy. Because also he was on the front. We mentioned him be on the front, so I'm gonna give you Andy, the driver of the day.
Okay.
That's okay? What do you think?
Yeah. Indy driver today. All right.
It was a good race, man. Even with the red flag we had, but it was a good race, to be honest. The race finished in 1 hour. Man, 1 hour and 24 minutes.
Wow.
So doesn't include it. That one doesn't include the red flag. So I think entire race would be and 2 hours and something else, man.
All right. And let's get in Casey Povolonis here to talk to us. The Big Cheese will be joining us. And here he is, Casey Povolonis, joining us. good day for the Votive Racing team drivers and the Votive Racing League. You come home in third. First of all, talk about the aborted start, and then the race, kind of make it an evening longer than normally it is. And then at the end, you were kind of running with Murph and Caleb, and they were kind of working together to try to run down the girls up front. But it looked like at one point, with especially with 9 to go, you're like, you know what? I want to race, and you decided to stop working with them. And then at that point, they were unable to. You guys were really unable to catch. What was your call on that? But kind of start with the race, the aborted start, getting into the race, and then battling with Murph and Freebird there at the end.
Yeah, I think Chad Simpson said something, about, Seb's mom. So he just drove through in his killdozer, and, that's about that.
All right, we can't talk about people's moms. That's not right. Okay.
But that was a race of finding somebody to swap with. And, I guess the question for you is, when's the last time we went caution-free in a votive race? I've never experienced
I don't think this has ever been a caution-free votive race. I have to bring up my statistics here.
Because everybody was really worried about a packy death fest, and we proved that wrong. But yeah, I would swap with people, and and then I had some tricks up my sleeve, and when I needed a pass, I'd pull them, and that's what I did. That final pass.
The best in votive history is one caution at Motegi in season 3 for 4 laps. And other than that, you had one caution at Las Vegas last season as well. So this is your first caution-free race. All right, talk about there at the end, though, racing Murph and Caleb. They were catching the leaders up until the point that you decided that you wanted to just go. And was it an opportunity that you saw that lead wasn't going to come down anymore, and you wanted to go for that podium? Or what was it there? Because they were kind of running them down at a pretty good clip, and there was a little time left that there might have been able to at least get to the tail end of the draft envelope if they were able to continue swapping. But you kind of taking it 3 wide and breaking that duo up kind of stopped that effort. Was it just a calculated call on your part that at this point, I just got to go for a podium finish?
Well, it all started with the first or second pit cycle. I kind of got suckered into pitting early. I fell for peer pressure. Clindy was on the short strategy, and that didn't work out great for him, but I barely made it. Yeah, honestly, I exited the pits barely okay-ish on fuel and dirty air, so I had to just, draft behind those two. And once I hit my number, I saw that we were 4 or 5 seconds, maybe 3 or something. I don't know. We were pretty far away from second and first and whatnot. But yeah, I just hit the go button once I, hit my number.
Well, congratulations on the podium, Votive Racing team, getting on the podium in the Votive Racing Series. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone you want to say hi to before we let you go.
Yeah, all the Votive folks. Shane, I think he handled, that whole Michigan scenario, the Michigan 500 scenario as good as he could. I don't think there are many tears about that, but yeah, all the Votive folks, Entente folks, especially Anna, she did well. I was on comms with Indy the whole time. Indy and Clay, they did well. Shout out just everybody, and of course, my parents, they've been tuning into more broadcast races, and my dog Jet.
All the important members of the family. Well, congratulations. We'll see you when we get to the next race. I'm sure we'll see you on another Top Splitter. In fact, we got Top Split this Tuesday, 7:15, right back here at Michigan. I'm sure we'll see you.
Thank you.
That is Casey Povalonis. And now let's bring in Alexis Newsom. And here is Alexis Newsom. Alexis, good to have you here. Congratulations on the P2, but I'm going to guess not the finish you were looking for. You were handling a wicked loose car there at the end. On top of that, you had lap traffic in front of you that was fighting for position and to stay on the lead lap. Just not a perfect recipe at the point there. You did your best, but a wicked loose car there didn't help things.
Oh yeah, I had completely killed my tires. Like the whole race, I had my settings set up to burn off the right rear instead of the right front. So, like at the end, I was hanging on for dear life, and I thought I'd be fine off of turn 2 on the last lap, and then it just pushed into the wall, and that was pretty much it.
Well, I mean, you kind of you executed your MO. We talked about this during the race. You always seem to be very good, exceptional, just to say the least, at fuel saving, and you worked yourself into that situation. And at one point, we brought the camera to your car, and you were like 5 seconds behind the leaders. And I'm like, when's the last time we seen Alexis Newsom kind of fall 5 seconds abreast of the leaders? But all the while, you're working the master plan of trying to hit a fuel number, and you nailed it. But unfortunately, the tires didn't want to agree with you. But again, the fuel save is really your strength at a lot of these races, and you nailed it yet again.
Yeah, I really like these races where we just race without being interrupted by cautions, and I knew starting we needed to save a little bit, like just from the race distance, and so I tried to do all that early instead of going all out early and like those other guys did. But I was worried that was gonna come back and bite me because when they got so far ahead, they were in lap traffic. I thought they could just save their fuel then. And still maintain a gap,
Mhm.
But that didn't end up happening. So we ended up clawing it back, and then on that last run, they were saving so hard trying to make it, and yeah, it was pretty easy to come back up through at that point. So it did pay off. It usually doesn't pay off because we usually get cautions, but it paid off this time.
Well, no cautions today, and I know that either in the Votive here or over in the Elite Racing League, you're going to get that win. It just seems like one thing or another is preventing you from getting that win, whether it be running out of fuel, coming to the finish, scraping the wall on the last lap. Just a matter of time before Alexis breaks through, and then hold on when she does. But congratulations. Any shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone I want to say hi to before we let you go?
Thanks to my teammates and Chris, Chris Demerit, who was on the box today. Very helpful. And shout out to Anna. She came from way back. I was really impressed by that. And congrats to her. And well, shout out to the whole league. I guess that was a really great performance.
Yeah, the excellent racecraft for everybody. I totally agree. Everybody did an exceptional job out there.
Shout out to you guys.
Oh, never mind us. So you guys put on a great show for us. So thank you very much. Good to have you here. We'll talk to you again, I'm sure, real soon, whether it be here in Votive or over in the Elite Racing League. But congratulations on the P2 tonight. Not where I know you wanted to be, but it's where you ended up. And, I'm sure there's a lot of people love to trade positions with you, and I'm sure you don't want that to happen. So congratulations on the P2. We'll catch you in the next race.
Thank you, guys.
That is Alexis Newsom, the Speedway champion of the Lionheart Racing Series. Let's bring down Anna Klimek. And here is Anna Klimek. As I said, when you guys took the white flag, it's ladies' night here tonight in Michigan. It's going to come down to one of you two. And Alexis was just fighting an ill-handling car there at the end. You, with a lot of patience, kind of ran her down and kind of stayed back there, bided your time. And then when the time came, of course, you don't have much more time after the white flag. You sent it and pulled away and got a win, 2/10. But we've seen a lot closer margins of victory here at Michigan before, but in a very exciting finish in a race that it had you working this entire time.
Yeah, it's just kind of nice to talk to you, Gary, after the last month of
It's good to have you here.
On my way, but yeah, it's so yeah, started P11. I prefer the first qualifying where I qualified P4, and take it from P11, and then just I knew people would really. I think yesterday I was like in the practice session and just watching Clendy and how he took it and just how he saved tires, and I was seeing what he was doing, and I'm like, okay, that's what he's doing. Like just finding clean air on the bottom and just lifting off early and just coast into the corner and then patiently get on gas. And yeah, so started P11 and just keep doing that and fell all the way back down to 20th or so. But then once I pretty much got like 20 laps in, reached halfway fuel, it was then pretty much go time for me. So then I was map 1. And then I started clawing my way up the field, slowly picking off people one by one. I didn't realize, I thought it was going to be a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th with like Ty, Stouffer, and Glendy out getting for the podium. But when that final pit stop happened and then I came right behind Glendy, I'm like, oh, a podium's on for the chance today. So, but okay. So yeah, and then Ty came in with fuel. Well, then I started. Yeah, I was also like draft swapping with Alexis, trying to catch up with Ty, and then when Ty fitted in for fuel, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is the battle for the win now. And then with Stouffer and Glendy also backing off as well, I'm like, okay. So yeah, it was just pretty much. I was also pretty close on fuel as well. With 20 to go, I had only 20 laps of fuel, actually 19.8, so I was a little bit light. So I knew, okay, I'm pretty good at the tire save. I'll just be patient here, and then with 5 to go, yeah. So pretty much just gunned it, and yeah.
And how much fuel did you finish with?
Probably a lap.
Oh, not bad. That's very good. Well, with the win, your second career win now here in the league, you are now second in the points. The points have been updated, and you are 2 points behind Clindy, and 22 ahead of Chad Simpson, who follows the third, Mason Mitchum in fourth. And then there's a tie for fifth with Murph and Alexis. So now getting into the crux of the schedule, it's not a very long season, only 9 races. A third of it's done, and now you're kind of in a position now to start thinking long game about a possible championship. How much is the experience of doing so well in Indy Oval helping you here in these other leagues now that you're now in the points battle here in Votive? That experience, getting that from Indy Open, has got to be very helpful in this case.
I don't know. I still think it's early days. We're only 3 rounds in. I probably like reevaluate after round 5, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Got Milwaukee Mile and Chicagoland. I kind of like both of those tracks as well. So I would just take it one race at a time, and just don't. It's not really thinking about championship at the moment. Just I'm gonna keep doing my thing of just focusing one race at a time and see where I end up in a few races, and then just reevaluate where to go from there.
All right, win today. That's opportunity to give some shout outs. Big night for you, so go right ahead. Shout them out. Winner here at Michigan for the 300 presented by Loverns Inc.
Yes, so shout out to Taylor Mills Racing and all the peeps that are also watching as well, but also our alliance with Votive Racing as well. Yeah, shout out to all the friends in the iRacing community. Shout out all VTuber friends, probably not watching today, but they'll be watching tomorrow for Open at Sebring. Yeah, Mum, Dad, brother Jacob, boyfriend Trent, Shane Coker as well for hosting the Votive Racing League as well. And I think it's just really great that we had 150 laps of green flag running today, absolutely no cautions, and just really perfect, like with 43 cars. So yeah, everyone just driving really great today. And there's something more. Who else? P1 Broadcasting. I always forget you guys. Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Broadcasting, Votive and Open, and then IIS starts up this week, so
yeah,
I'll be doing that as well. So busy week for me.
Well, we'll see you when you hit the track in IAS. I'll probably see you on Monday nights with Murph and Jacob, and also see you probably Tuesday when we come back here to Michigan for Indy Oval. Congrats on the win. Go celebrate and go relax. It was a long race. A lot of 150 laps, 300 miles of green flag racing. Makes for a quick evening, but a very tiresome evening. So go get your rest in, and we'll see you at the next one.
Yeah, thank you, Gary.
That is Anna Klimek getting her second win here in the Votive Indy Oval Series, and now creeps within 2 points of our defending series champion, Clindy, in the points championship. And Lewis, you talked about that. This was a very entertaining race, a very strategic race at Michigan, a race we don't see very often. Yes. And there were some mirrors of Michigan from the past in real life. Kind of the start here with the US 500. Had to do a reset and, kind of a red flag. And everyone had to mentally unplug, reset, reload literally, and do this all over again. And, 43 cars out there could have easily turned into a disaster one form or another. And there were close calls out there. But everyone did a fantastic job of keeping it off one another. And Anna Klimek in another run late in the race, and we've seen her on the losing end of close finishes before, and now we're seeing her on the closing end of close finishes before on the winning end. Gets the win here over Alexis Newsom, who we've now seen twice kind of running out of fuel coming to the finish, and Elite smacking the wall coming off a 2 on the white flag lap here in Votive. Still, it's in a position to win, not able to execute and get that win. We know that win will come. But a story of 2 different stories of drivers, but fighting the same battle up at the front is just surviving to get up there. And it was a good battle, despite not being that super close photo finish that we always expect here at Michigan. This was a very strategic race by a lot of these drivers.
Yeah, actually, I thought it's going to be like the close finish between Andretti and Montoya in Michigan when they lapped down, held Montoya to win the race. And I thought it's going to be like that. But nope. And Alexis Newsom, I think if I am in the same position, I will do the same thing. To going low, to try to gain some meters or maybe inches to win the race, but mistake about desperate about the good tires about Anna Klimek. Anna Klimek won in September 28 on Iowa. She started from the pole and she won the race. Since that, been with Campbell, Marquez, Mason Mitchum, Clendy on Kentucky, Charlotte and Champ Simpson, and we closing with Klimek today. Finish on first. What's funny? 1-2 for these 2 ladies, and the pole was for Alexis Newsom. So we can say this is the first. I can say the first league I can hear. It does include Lionheart. It's the second league actually. To see 1-2 lady, one for the pole, one for the winner. In the race in one league. So very interesting. Alexis Newsom did, and Lionheart did the pole, win some races, won the championship, and also pole position in the ERL. And now we have a 1-2 ladies in the championship. So pretty good. The race, like you said, no yellows because they sprayed. We have a cold close. Some of them like Estrada, some of them like Forsyth and Ricky Paz, and some others we didn't see it. But normally we always see 1 or 2 yellows. But today we have a 0 caution without counting the first red flag. Maybe they should be counted, but not in this case because it's a new session. So pretty good for the league. And yeah, I think in the championship, Klimek is getting close to Clendy. We have so much to go. Clement is 2 points ahead, close to Clendy. And we have so much to go. We have Milwaukee in March. Chicagoland in March again, Homestead, Phoenix, Fontana, and then we close in summertime, and that's a good thing. It's good to hear summertime is finished in Indianapolis. So it's a lot to go, but we can put the dot in Anna Klemek is in the points to catch Clendy and Alexis Newsom in the championship. So good race for everyone. I hope see. Oh my God! You know what? 40 cars in Milwaukee. That's gonna be really interesting to watch in there.
Yeah.
So I hope, yeah, because we started for 42, 40 on Charlotte, and now 43 on Michigan. Some people don't like it. Milwaukee, I don't like it. And but for the championship, Clendy, Klemek, and even Simpson have to be around. So see you in 2 or 3 weeks, maybe, from Milwaukee, and see you, Gary, on Tuesday night for the Fixer Series from, once again, Michigan.
And this will be the second time we go to Milwaukee. I think I might have said the inaugural running, but we went to Milwaukee a season ago, and we had 7 cautions for 21 laps there. But we have done 500 laps, 200 at Kentucky, 150 at Charlotte, 150 here in Michigan. And we have only 6 laps all season long have been under caution with an incredible 98% green flag racing percentage. So somebody looking for a league that has a lot of green flag racing, the proof is in the pudding. Just watch the previous races. The math doesn't lie. Only 6 cautions all season long for 19 laps, the give or take. These are unofficial numbers, but that is what we have here in the Votive Indy Oval Series. I think that's going to do it for tonight. Let's get on out of here, give everyone back their Sunday so they can start the work week, unfortunately.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone. 2,020 subscribers.
Oh, yes.
We are just 2 months for the new 2026 year, so pretty good. Thank you so much, and I hope it stays for us for a while, because we have a lot, and we just started.
Oh yeah, we have IIS coming up. We haven't even scheduled the first sessions of those yet. Of course, coming up here, the next season's worth of Indy Oval, Indy Open, Indy Next Road, and Indy Next Open. So our schedule is just going to explode here momentarily here in a little bit when we add all these new races. So keep checking into the channel. And again, thank you for subscribing. The fact I never imagined we'd have 2,000 subscribers. So thank you very much, everybody that's taking the time to just hit the button there. We really appreciate that. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium here for the 3rd running of the Votive Michigan 300 presented by Loverns Incorporated from Michigan International Speedway. Anna Klemek getting the win. Alexis Newsom coming home 2nd. Ladies night, like I said, and congratulations to the ladies. And Casey Povolonis coming home in 3rd. Just telling the guys behind him, you know what? I'm not going to race anymore. I'm just going to go for that podium. And he earned that. And again, a big shout out to the guys that finished 4th and 5th. They were working on it. Old and slow. And I guess we're going to call Caleb Brashear Freebird for bringing in that Eagle car. Very appropriate on the night that here that Team USA beats Canada and for the gold medal in hockey. 46 years after Miracle on Ice. 46 years after Miracle on Ice, believe it or not. It was 46 years ago today that we beat the Russians. We beat the Soviets, the evil Soviets, in Lake Placid. And I remember watching that race with my dad. I was 6 years old. And my dad, I wasn't even 6 years old, actually. I was 5 years old. My birthday was in April. So I wasn't even to my birthday yet. My dad's like, this is a big deal. You need to watch this. You need to watch this. And I'm glad I did. But never thought I'd see another gold medal in hockey for Americans, even with the pros playing. But glad we got there. Anyways, that's it for tonight. Join LGN and myself Sunday, March 8th. My old man's birthday, as a matter of fact, for round 4 of season 4 of the Votive Indy Oval Series. The team's drivers head to the Milwaukee Mile. for the second running there. We were there in season 3. Coverage, as always, will start around 8 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully, we don't have any red flags coming to the green flag. That's 8:00 p.m. Eastern time. Remember, it was an all-new season. For the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm of the game is not an easy one, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought on tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like on the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more P1's other iRacing programming, including this Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It is the return of the 2026 INDYCAR iRacing Series Saturday Top Split. Check out some of the best open-wheel, open-setup racers on all of iRacing go head-to-head against the same type of schedule faced by the real stars and cars of the NTT INDYCAR Series this season. Round 1 of the 17-race campaigns kicks off at Sebring. Join Antonio Estrada, who is on the racetrack tonight, Ryan Skywalker, and myself as we bring all the action to you for the 2026 season. Don't miss it. Again, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. This Saturday. We haven't got to the time change yet. Normally it's going to be about 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, but since we're still in that old before the March time change, it's going to be 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. Eastern Time this Saturday, IIS at Sebring, round 1 right here on P1. Once again, don't miss it. Today's third running of the Votive Michigan 300 presented to you by Leverns Incorporated. Leverns provides professional services in renovation, remodeling, painting, and mold removal for government, commercial, or residential projects. For a quote to learn more, like them on Facebook. You can visit their website at leverensinc.com today. It is pinned at the top of chat. The link will be in the description following tonight's race. A special shout out to Tom Levern. That's Gary's brother, and he is the owner of Leverns Inc. and want to thank them for backing the league and tonight's race. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash SimCams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash SimCams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook. You can follow on X and Instagram. All the links you need are in the description. For business inquiries, to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links on Linktree. You can check those out in the description. So, for Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at P1, Leverns Inc. and Votive, I'm Gary Gatto saying all happy Sunday and thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Once again, congratulations to Team USA, and catch us again March 8th in Milwaukee for the next race of the Votive Indy Oval Series. We'll see ya. USA! USA!